Hey everyone, welcome to Waxing Pixels, the podcast hosted on Battle Geek Plus about video games. My name's Josh, I'm the one who talks first and sometimes the most, and I got some people with me as always. I got Heather.
Hi.
Ryan.
Hey.
And Senron Frankera Burst. Who
Konnichiwa!
who I was going to say just held a fist up.
He posed.
He posed, yeah. How you guys doing today?
I can walk, so that's good. We're not going to be homeless.
So can certain people that aren't babies.
Well, yeah, but I couldn't because I hurt my knee.
Right.
I was incapacitated for several days.
Well, luckily it wasn't the days that you're working.
Mostly. I mean, I did miss work because of it a couple occasions, but the bright side is that I did get lots of Zelda playing done. But even then, not nearly as much as you guys. Well, I'm probably further ahead than Ryan, sort of, in certain ways. But you guys all have the map done. I still have 5 towers to get.
I have pretty much like every important person in the game being all like, now go and defeat Calamity Ganon. And I'm all like, dude, I'm trying to do this over here. Like Zelda's like, where the fuck is Link?
Right.
And everyone else is like, Link, go this way. And I'm just kind of like, but I haven't been to that place yet.
Maybe if she made a cake.
I have to jump into a bunch of paintings, and that just wouldn't be fun at all.
How have you been, Frank?
Doing good.
How was your 4-day weekend?
It's something I needed. It was something I needed.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
It's nice not to have to be at work for a few days, for sure. Because sometimes it's murderous.
Indeed.
Murder work. Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I haven't been on Twitch for a pretty long time since I'm working on 2 really big projects.
Well, shit. I guess streaming's just not going to be a thing that's going to happen until somebody gets back around to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's other games besides Zelda?
I know, right? How weird is that?
I mean,
Listen,
Horizon Zelda Dawn, right? That's what it's called?
You guys don't have to feed me some blasphemy, okay?
Says the guy who, when he's not playing Zelda, is occupying his time with whatever the fuck he's been playing on the computer lately.
Yeah.
What is that, by the way? What you been playing?
I was trying out a WildStar. I haven't been on it for a while.
I don't even know what that is.
It's an MMO, like World of Warcraft, only set in space.
In space.
Wow, when you said WildStar, I wasn't thinking Cowboy Bebop. I was thinking Cowboys. Like WildStar.
Yeah,
It's like Space Cowboy.
Like I was thinking like there was one I think Wild Arms. That's what it was. I was thinking Wild Arms, but like an MMO.
I don't know what that is either.
Wild Arms is it was a Japanese RPG.
Okay.
That's like got the theme of like a Western.
Okay.
So everyone's running around, they got guns and stuff like that. And I remember...
So just Yojimbo, but with more guns?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
That's exactly it.
Awesome.
Well, I bought Wild Arms 1 and 2 for about $1 on the PlayStation Store last year, and I haven't played either of them.
Of course you haven't. But, okay, so aside from the one thing that Frank has been playing, Wild Stars, all 4 of us have been playing Zelda pretty much all the time. Like, our little machine, I'm afraid it's going to break. It's just going to die one day because it's literally constantly being used. Like, as soon as one person stops playing, it gets picked up by another person.
I've actually, like, the other day, like, Frank was playing it for a while, and then, like, he gave it to me, and I started playing, and, like, at one point, my left analog stick was kind of lagging in...
Yeah, I've noticed that.
In its response. And I was just kind of like, So, like, I shut it off for a while, and I just kind of, like, let it cool off for a bit.
Yeah, I've experienced that a few times. I've also noticed that if we get up, Frank's been home from work for a few hours, and he's been sitting here playing it the whole time, and then we get out of bed, and then you go to work, and he gives it to me, and I start playing it for fucking 7 hours straight. Yeah, if I get in an area where there's like a lot of wind and a lot of grass, or like get near where there's a lot of characters running around, a lot of animals running around, it starts to lag a little bit. Like the frame rate starts to drop just ever so slightly, just enough to where I go, that seems weird.
Yeah, I've noticed like in battle a couple of times, like when it's just been on all day, that like I'll hit something and then like it'll like lock up for like a second and then it'll like start going again.
Yeah, that happened to me once, only once though. So it's definitely, I feel like, I know that people have been complaining about it, but, and I don't know what kind of situation those people have been in, but some people have been making comments about how it's simply unacceptable for something like that to be happening because it's 2017 and blah, 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 blah. But the fact of the matter is that this machine probably only gets about, I don't know, 8 hours of rest in a day.
Between us, yeah.
Among the three of us, yeah. So maybe 8 hours.
Yeah. I mean, like, when I gave it like about an hour-ish, just like not playing anything, just totally like in sleep mode, you know, just sitting there in the dock, and then I turned it back on later, like it was running just fine.
Yeah.
It probably didn't even have to wait an hour. It probably could have been just like 10 minutes or something. And I've never noticed while playing it portable having any like excessive heat coming from it or anything, but that's probably what it is. It's just it's a tiny, powerful machine, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've picked it up a couple of times out of the dock to let somebody use the TV, and I'm all like, ooh, this is kind of warm.
So, well, yeah, kind of warm, but like not like, it's not like, you know.
No, it's not like something where I think it's going to explode.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to get across. Like, I haven't seen any like excessive heat come out of it.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just like the little thing needs a break once in a while, you know. It's a portable that's trying to get on the TV and, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like once in a while, I'll have that little lag problem. I know it's a pretty widespread problem, but I haven't had like any real lockups. Yeah, it's also kind of funny too. Like after I'm done editing, I say, okay, I'm gonna play Zelda for a little while, and then when I'm done, like my battery is at like 19%.
We don't really take it out of the dock very much. It's usually whenever somebody needs the TV for something. The only time that it's been taken out of the house is whenever Josh has gone to the dentist and I took it with me.
Yeah, like actually, I actually play it from my couch a lot, and it's just so comfortable just playing it like on the couch.
There's a girl that I work with. I happened to make a comment about how I didn't want to be at work. I could be destroying, you know, goblins and saving the world, and she was all like, "Oh yeah, what game?" And I told her, and she was all like, she got all excited. She was like, we have to go pick ours up because her and her boyfriend got one.
Yeah.
And she actually lives in this complex. I could probably go find her right now if I wanted to, go knocking on some random doors and eventually discover her apartment. But they had purchased it as a early birthday present for her. And I talked to her, I think Friday. I worked Friday and I spoke to her there. And I was like, so what do you think? And I hadn't seen her for a couple of weeks. I hadn't seen her since the day the Switch came out.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, I have no idea. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have any idea? And she was all like, my boyfriend won't let me play it. He won't share. I'm like, what do you mean he won't share? She's like, well, he leaves for work and he takes it with him every day. And I was like, that's not fucking fair. That's bullshit. Like, he knows that you work evenings. Like, what the fuck? What an asshole. And she's like, well, he's a really nice person. I was like, yeah, somebody who doesn't know how to fucking share. You know, so she said she was going to go home and tell him that Heather May told him he needed to fucking share, or I was going to start showing up on his doorstep and be like, motherfucker, you need to let your woman play because you're a douche.
Yeah.
Like, how shitty would it have been if we had purchased this item and then when Josh, after he had 4 days off work to fucking play the system, when he started going back to work, he started taking it with him.
People actually asked me why I hadn't been bringing it with me to work, and I'm just kind of like, there's 3 people playing it in the house? Like,
yeah.
I'm
that would be super fucking shitty.
So
you would have been sleeping on the couch. I'd be like, you can't sleep in bed because...
Sleeping on the couch right across from the Switch.
And play the Switch and not have a wife anymore. Like, fuck you. Like, that's not okay.
And at the most, he could play about 30 minutes, to which you really can't get much done in 30 minutes.
Not on Zelda.
No. Yeah.
I mean, if I had like Bomberman.
See, that's the thing. Out of the 4 of us, Ryan's the only one who works a sit-down desk job. So if he wants to fuck around for like 20 minutes when he's supposed to be working, he can just pull it out and just start playing. Whereas if we want to fuck around for 20 minutes, we're hiding from customers. We're hiding from guests. We're, you know, hiding from management, like on our phone or, you know, having a conversation with somebody because... How are we going to pull out how am I going to pull out the Switch when I'm in the middle of a yacht club?
Yeah, it's a pretty big thing, even when it's portable.
It is pretty big.
It's
so.
but I would say overall though, like it's still been extremely satisfying to have, and Zelda's been super fun to play and everything. Just as long as we give the machine the tiniest bit of a break. But I have played it portable just a little bit. Just not taking it places.
Well, yeah, somewhere else in the house.
But like the other night, like I was watching Rick and Morty and like playing Zelda at the same time, like that sort of thing. But I was just like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah, actually, I only play it portable. Like I mentioned earlier, when my battery went down to 19%, I just docked it, and I still continued playing just from the dock.
Well, yeah, that's the great thing about it.
Yeah, and actually, like today, I actually brought it to work, so I got about an hour and a half of playing time since I played it at lunch. I played it during my breaks, and now my battery's at like half.
Well, suck it, Ryan.
Let's see. Anyway, so speaking of, we're talking about the Switch and everything. There is actually going to be other games for the Switch. There actually are other games for the Switch already. We're just not playing them.
What? There are?
What?
Well, I would say that in regards to other games for the Switch, that there are yet to be other games of the level and caliber of Zelda.
Right, yeah, totally.
True.
Not yet, anyway. I mean, I know Skyrim is supposed to be ported to it.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that's happened, right? That's supposed to happen
No, it's
later this year.
it's gonna be this summer.
This summer, yeah.
I'm
Okay.
probably
I was thinking like fall.
Yeah,
but...
I'm probably gonna get it, even though I put 200 hours into the Xbox 360 version, and I put like 40 hours, but mostly with mods on the on the PC version, and it would just be cool to play on the go.
Yeah.
Right. Well, anyway, like I said, there are going to be other games that we want to play for the Switch, and one of them is Sonic Mania. Now, Sonic Mania is something that we've kind of kept up with. We've talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah, I got to play it at the PlayStation Experience, and it's pretty awesome.
Right? So...
yeah, you went to that thing. I forgot.
But yeah, Sonic Mania was originally supposed to come out this spring, which it's March now. It's dangerously close to spring. It probably technically is spring. I don't know.
Yeah, it's technically spring.
Yeah. And we haven't really gotten a real date for it, but we got some new gameplay not too long ago, the Flying Battery Zone.
It looks so good.
Got to see a trailer for that, and also that the game will now launch this summer on pretty much everything, including the Switch. And so that's been pushed back a little bit. But Frank, you said that you hadn't really been keeping up with Sonic Mania at all. I thought that was really kind of strange. The rest of us had, and you're kind of like our like Sonic expert. What's what do you think, having seen Flying Battery Zone and all that stuff?
I am getting excited.
Wow, you getting excited about anything is amazing in and of itself.
I'm getting excited, but I'm a little worried because usually when my expectations are high, they're not.
Well, I mean, everybody experiences that. If you hype yourself up way too hard, like that's just how it is.
Well, I saw you get like really hyped up when you saw that Knuckles was going to be playable.
Oh yeah, gosh, he was my favorite character when I was a kid.
Oh, Knuckles is the best. That's just all there is to it. Like, Sonic's great and all, but Knuckles wins.
Can you climb walls? No, only you're not Knuckles.
I can run up them.
Well, I mean, that's not nearly as cool.
I guess, whatever. But
well, Frank, if the full game is anywhere as cool or even better than the version I played at the PlayStation Experience, I think you're not going to be disappointed.
Sweet.
What would you compare it to, like, when you were playing it? Like, are you talking like Sonic 2, Sonic 3? Like, what are we looking at here?
It definitely feels a lot like Sonic 3.
Okay. So, are we talking just like in scope of the levels, or did you get to try out any like the new moves or anything like that? Like,
let's see, I played the remastered Green Hill Zone,
okay,
and I played this brand new zone like that takes place in like a blue city, which was really fun.
Did you notice any new moves you could do? Any new power ups?
I noticed some new power ups. I don't really remember them. I don't really recall any new moves. I'm sure there are, but I was only playing like 2 levels, so I couldn't really.
Okay, so there was nothing really like holding your hand, telling you like try this new.
Yeah.
Okay, so it just kind of just let you play, and you kind of got like a Sonic 3 feel out of it. Sonic 3 Knuckles.
Yeah, Sonic 3 feel.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, we do have a bit more Sonic news for you in that the Sonic 2017 project now has a name, and it is Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces had a trailer that came out back last year, which showed a destroyed city, a huge Eggman robot, and modern Sonic running in, and then classic Sonic joining them, and then they run off together, and it's pretty much Sonic Generations 2. And today we got to see some gameplay for it with modern Sonic, and it pretty much looks exactly like what you would expect it to be Frank, you've played Colors and you've played Generations, right?
Yeah.
Which the creative forces behind those two games are behind Sonic Forces. So when you were watching that trailer for the gameplay, the 30-second gameplay reveal, like, what were you seeing? Like, anything out of the ordinary from either of those games, or?
It looks like basically it's just Sonic Generations 2.
Okay.
It's basically what it should be named. Not Sonic Forces.
And between the two, you played both Colors and Generations. What do you think of those two?
Colors was good. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is the great Sonic game ever.
Which platform did you play that on?
The DS.
Okay. And then Colors.
Colors I have on...
Okay, Colors
sorry,
on the
Generations.
DS.
Sorry, Generations I have on the PC.
Right, and then Generations. Yeah, I remember you playing some of Generations. You had the PC like hooked up to my TV and whatnot back before we had moved in together. And I don't know, there was like the little overworld, kind of side-scrolling overworld.
Yeah,
and
the game actually has two, I guess, pieces, or layers. There's the 2D part of the game, and then there's the 3D part. 2D part is basically you play the classic Sonic, and you go through the whole thing. 3D Sonic is the modern day Sonic.
right.
All the levels
okay.
are basically remasters of previous levels in previous games.
Okay.
And then, so this one, it pretty much looks like a sequel to that. And what did you think of Sonic Generations?
I liked playing classic Sonic. I didn't like playing modern day Sonic.
I mean, any specific, like everything about it was just bad, or, I mean, not bad, but
controls for modern day Sonic were just it felt slow, sluggish. At times I wanted to go this way, but the game kind of didn't want me to go that way.
okay.
It was more like I was trying to suggest Sonic to go somewhere, and he would only go if he felt like it.
Okay.
So it sounds like Sonic, you know.
Obviously, you weren't taking him in the directions of chili dog stand.
Yeah, but I did like the 2D one better, way better.
Yeah.
So if there's a good amount of classic Sonic content in Sonic Forces, do you think you would eventually grab it, or?
I'll try it out if it's like super on sale. So I'm not gonna buy it as soon as it gets out.
It's not really something that, I'm too interested in either. I haven't really played any of the modern Sonic titles in quite a while. Like, my favorites from quote-unquote modern Sonic at this point are like the Sonic Advance games, and those are side-scrolling anyway. So they're kind of hold right to win, and if you want Sonic to go anywhere else, like, it's kind of a suggestion. But still.
Well, I don't know if you can count Sonic Adventure as modern Sonic.
Yeah, that was like the beginning of modern Sonic. I say that with big finger quotes.
Yeah, like out of modern Sonic, Sonic Adventure is my favorite. I didn't care much for a lot of the games after that. I'm more excited about Sonic Mania than I am for Sonic Heroes.
Oh, it looks great.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's going to be something I'll probably, really what it comes down to is, do I want to grab it on the PS4 or do I want to grab it on the Switch? It is pretty much what it comes down to, because I'm not going to get it on both.
Decisions. Well, you're not Ryan, so...
I'm not going to double dip.
Or it's not a Mario thing and you're not Joe.
That's true.
So, yeah.
Rare Mario stickers!
Yeah, exactly.
Anywho, moving on from that, kind of back into Switch territory.
Legasp.
What?
The thing that we've been obsessing over for the last forever.
When it comes to Nintendo consoles, a lot of people really, don't trust Nintendo anymore because they don't seem to be keeping third-party publishers, in their mind as to when they're developing these consoles and whatnot. And so you get what you end up happening with the Wii U and the Wii, where there's nobody really developing for it. You could see this as far back as, say, the Nintendo 64, when they decided to go with cartridges instead of a disc-based format, and everyone flew over to Sony, who, they were charging a lot less for licensing to actually be on the PlayStation and everything. Plus they were on a better format. But there's been some news recently showing that Nintendo had been going to different Japanese developers to get feedback on the hardware in order to develop it in a way that more companies would develop for it. And Heather, you were reading this on Techno Buffalo. The specific example was about Capcom and the Resident Evil, the RE engine, and whatnot. What was going on there?
Well, basically, the RAM that the Switch originally had simply wasn't going to be enough to be able to let the RE engine work properly in the Switch. I mean, playing it docked was one thing, but playing it not docked would have just fucked everything up. And that was a huge concern that everyone's always had whenever the Switch was shown as like, oh, it's a console, but it's also portable. And everyone's all like, how the fuck do you do that? And then the advertisement came out and like it's in the dock and then people take it out of the dock and then everyone was all like, oh my God, losing their minds. And it's totally great the way that it works. And if they hadn't ended up upping the RAM of the system, this system very easily could have been a huge fucking failure. Just like the Wii U, just for different reasons. So it's a really good thing that they finally said, you know what? Games like Resident Evil 7 are really fucking popular. We want AAA games like that. We want other AAA games besides our own to push our system. And so they ended up increasing the RAM. The fact that they actually listened to another developer instead of just being blindly just being like, nope, you don't know shit. We're Nintendo. We know what we're doing because we're fucking Nintendo. I think that's a really great thing because it very much potentially saved the system.
Yeah. Now, this doesn't mean that Resident Evil 7 or anything is confirmed to be heading to the Switch.
Well,
but
I'll buy it if it does.
Of course you would.
You already have it like on like VR and like you would get it again for the Switch. But the fact that that engine is pretty important to Capcom and that Nintendo put enough RAM in the Switch to actually make it work, that's pretty important, and that says a lot about Nintendo and their feelings toward third-party developers in this go-around. So hopefully we'll be seeing some pretty cool stuff out of it. I mean, I have to admit that some of the stuff I'm really excited about right now isn't anything that's going to push that to its limits. I mean, I'm looking at Sonic Mania, I'm looking at the new Street Fighter 2, that sort of thing, and that's not all really up there in terms of, high processing power or anything. But I'm all like, when are they going to put the virtual console on this thing? But I do think that, we're going to be seeing a bit more third-party stuff out of it, especially considering that the controls are so similar to, other consoles and everything. It's going to be an interesting generation for Nintendo.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Frank doesn't care.
Meh.
Frank's like, I've got a PC. Once I'm done playing Zelda, I'm out of here.
Basically.
Pretty much.
Which, speaking of Nintendo, still, this has been pretty much like a Nintendo day. Like, Ryan came over being all
like... It has
there's
been for weeks, because Ryan's all like, hey, I found all this news about the Switch and Nintendo, and we're like, what about other things? He's like...
Other things?
Switch and Nintendo.
Well, he specifically came in today being like, there's only going to be one Switch topic.
And it ended up being two.
We knocked out one of the topics.
And then replaced it with another Switch topic.
With another Switch topic. So, we're not that much better. But the reason that we're staying in Nintendo territory is because it has been revealed that Bloodstained Ritual of the Night has been canceled for the Wii U. Now, don't fall over. Don't be surprised.
Gasp.
Don't be sure to catch your breath. Sit down. But the Wii U version has been canceled. There was an official announcement about it, which has made the rounds on the news already, that the Wii U, back when the Kickstarter campaign was going on, the Wii U was at the height of its popularity. Not that there was much popularity to begin with. But now, the Wii U isn't even being supported anymore, and the Switch has been, so they are switching to the Switch.
But,
I see what you did there.
And that's something that, might make people feel a little bit ripped off, but there has been an option for people who backed the game specifically for a Wii U copy to either switch to another console or to get a refund altogether. The game is still pretty much on schedule to come out, but it's just that Nintendo isn't supporting the Wii U. The developers aren't getting the support they need to be able to develop for the Wii U, so they are just not putting it on the Wii U anymore. But it is still coming to a Nintendo console, so keep your eye out on that. Bloodstained is going to be published by 505 Games, and the game will still be coming out in 2018.
As far as we know. But I wants it.
Yeah, me too.
I needs it.
I'll play it if you get it.
I mean, just from what I've read of it, like the teeny little bits and pieces of almost non-information, I'm still all like, I want it.
I mean, as long as it turns out better than that Mega Man spiritual successor that was supposed to be so great. And
yeah.
played it.
We will never talk about it again.
And I played it a year before it came out, and it was all right then, and that was kind of a cluster.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Beck, you're a cool character, but
no,
some people didn't handle you that well. Anyway, that's really all the news that we have going on this week in regards to gaming and stuff.
I think that we could each pick a very funny story in Zelda and just like recount a hilarious story.
You know, I already told my hilarious horse rescue back when we first got it.
Yes, but now that the rest of us have actually had a chance to play it, I have two very quick ones.
Okay.
First one was a shrine that I was working on. It involved the tilt mechanics, and I remember Frank complaining about it.
You take the little ball.
You take the little ball through the maze.
Yeah.
And
I just did that one.
Okay, well, it only took me 2 tries to do it.
What?
And the reason was because the first try, I dropped the ball, and I was like, fuck. And then Josh was trying to give me a hint as to a way that he got around it. And then I ended up tilting it in such a way, and I tried to tilt it so quickly to get around a corner that I flung the ball out of the maze, and it landed on the ramp and went down into the thing.
The ball, I was watching this, the ball was spawning, like it was falling down into the maze, and then she just smacked it with the maze itself.
Oh my God.
Like it was a paddle.
Dude,
Yeah.
that fucking shrine took me so long to do.
Frank was pissed. He hated me so much when I told him how I got past that.
What I did was I leaned the maze away from me, so that it would land, and then it fell into the end of the maze, and then I just retilted it back, and it just went into the...
I had the same thing too, but instead of leaning it, I just turned it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You just tried to do it like you were supposed to.
I just did it 30 times, and I finally got it.
Oh, well, yeah.
I remember, I got pretty close, but yeah, because if you try to do it the normal way, with the maze, you have to, you have to tilt the maze down, then quickly pull it up so the ball actually
Flies up. Yeah.
It would fly up, but I did it too late, and it just banged off the platform it was supposed to be, and I was like, fuck!
Now, my second story is that I had just done a moderate test of strength. And I didn't have a whole lot of supplies when I went into that one. I walked out, I was pretty depleted, but I beat it. I didn't, die or anything like that, which was great. And I immediately jumped off the cliff and floated down to an island to another shrine. And that was a major test of strength. And instead of just being all like, well, I better go resupply, I said, fuck it. And I walked in. I beat it.
I
beat it. I had 3 shields, and I had 2 weapons and 15 arrows. And all my shields got destroyed because they were all... 2 of them were weak, because one of them was weak before I even went into the moderate one.
Wow. And
I used up my arrows shooting at it when it did the twirly laser beam thing. And once it started firing its laser at me, I had nothing.
Holy shit.
I had nothing. I ended up beating that motherfucker by dodging that laser and throwing bombs at it. It took forever.
Holy crap.
And I ended up using, I had 2 fairies, and while I was trying to deflect it, that's how I lost the last of my shields.
Oh, shit.
It would destroy my shields and then kill me, but then my fairy would bring me back, and I'd try and use my last shield that I had, because one broke earlier on in the fight, so I only had 2 shields left. That shield got destroyed. My last fairy brought me back, and I was like, okay, I have nothing now. And I couldn't get close to it because it was, firing its fucking laser. And I didn't have any of my my Sheikah Slate abilities upgraded either, so I couldn't use any of that. And it took forever, but I dodged every single one of those fucking lasers and I blew it up with a goddamn bomb.
Oh, good.
It was amazing.
Yeah, like I couldn't beat any of the major tests unless I got my armor upgraded by the fairy, and I had to get the Master Sword, and I got the Hylian Shield from Hyrule Castle.
I haven't even gotten there yet.
Okay, no, yeah. I've been in Hyrule Castle, and apparently I was right next to where I would get the shield.
Yeah.
I was looking for it, but I managed to miss it somehow, and so I'll have to go back in and do that.
Right.
But I do have the Master Sword. Major tests of strength now are really not that big of a deal.
Yeah, they're not too hard.
Especially if I bring in electric weapons.
Oh. Yeah.
Electric arrows, electric swords, like those are just a godsend.
Okay.
So,
funny story. Frank, you got one?
Do I have one? No, but Josh has one.
No. Remember during that thunderstorm?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
No. This is great.
All right, there was these two moblins. I think they're moblins. What are the short ones called?
bokoblins.
Bokoblins, whatever.
Yeah, bokoblins, and then the tall ones are moblins. Right.
There was two bokoblins. Then it started to thunderstorm. I threw a rusty sword at one because it was going to break, but I guess it missed it and didn't break it. So he picks it up and it starts sparking with lightning. And I was like, shit! And just boom, blast. Doesn't kill him. It doesn't kill him. But he's still holding it. He picks it back up.
Holy shit.
I'm like, are you stupid? And lightning hits him again. And I'm waiting for the other one to get it too, but he's just looking at it. He's just standing away looking at it. It's like, whoa.
He learned. He watched his buddy die and he learned.
Yeah.
Well, I just recently got masks in the game.
Okay.
And masks make things way, way easier. And because, I can just run around, and if I'm wearing the same mask of like an enemy I'm nearby and I haven't tried to attack them yet, like they don't give a shit about me. Like they do, like they see me and they kind of follow me around, but they don't but like they don't attack me or anything. And this includes like the dead ones too that pop up at night.
Really?
Like they'll think, whatever. And
I need to get me some masks for nighttime travel because I get sick and tired of dealing with those fucking skeletons.
And I actually did the lab up in the Northeast, getting the blue flame back to that lab. I did that using a mask. So, because it's just littered with enemies. And
that wasn't a problem at all.
I'll come back to this later. I don't feel like dealing with it. I'll probably because, my plan would have been probably kill them all on the way to the blue flame and then carry the flame back with me on the way back. No problem. But I probably would have gotten a blood moon in the middle of it or something. And that would have been really dumb.
That would have been super shitty.
So, what did end up happening at the end of that, though, which is kind of funny, was there's that little stable down where there's that girl sitting on the bench being all like, man, I wish I had a blue flame. And I'm all like, okay, cool. So I get the blue flame and I light up the furnace at the lab. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I'm going to go. And then all of a sudden I don't have the blue flame anymore on the torch. I'm all like, what? And so I try and relight it again. And I realize it started raining right after I lit. So I had to fuck around for 10 minutes. Just running around in circles and doing dumb shit and everything, waiting for this rain to pass before I could walk this flame down there. And to the stable. But when I got there, I put it and I'm all like, okay, cool, side quest complete. And I talked to her and she's just kind of like, oh, cool, a flame. And then just kind of goes back to
she's like, don't put it out.
Yeah, she's like, don't put it out. And I'm just kind of like, wow, I didn't realize this wasn't an actual side quest. This was just me doing something nice for somebody. Who does that?
Well, I don't really have a lot of funny stories that I can tell yet, because I do have a really funny one involving Eventide Island, but you guys haven't been there yet. But once you get to it, you'll understand. But although there was one time I was actually fighting in a lightning storm, and I actually didn't know that if you have metallic weapons, they attract lightning. So I was in the middle of fighting all these big moblins, and then I got shocked and I died. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you guys all... Frank, you've done the Dark Forest, right?
The Dark Force?
Forest.
Yes.
Dark Forest.
I was the first one to do between the three of us.
Right. So you've done it?
No.
No? Have you?
I've done the Master Sword, but I don't know if I've...
Not the Dark Forest.
Oh, no, I haven't done Dark
The
Forest.
not the Lost Woods, the Dark Forest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one. Okay, yeah, well, so only me and Frank have done it so far. But I think you were watching me do it?
I was in the room. I was doing something else entirely. I wasn't paying attention to what you were doing.
Oh, no. I've got one other that would be funny then. Okay. So, you know the guys that are sleeping that wear the weapons around their necks?
Yes.
Oh, the Hinox?
Yeah, the Hinox, right? So, normally, like, you can, like, just kind of sneak past them, or, like, you can, or, like, if you wake them up, like, you could shoot them in the eye and they lean down, and while they're leaning down, you can take the weapons off their neck, that sort of, or you can just beat the shit out of them.
That's what I did.
There was a Hinox that I needed to get something off of, and Frank had been to the same Hinox to get this same item before, and he's watching me play, and I go over to the Hinox, and I have my stealth gear on, and I just climb up on him while he's sleeping, and just take
his
it,
shit and leave.
and then just leave. And Frank's like, oh, well, I just beat the shit out of him. I didn't even know you could do that. I'm like, I didn't either. I just figured I'd try it before I got into this big fight with the guy. And it ended up working out. So yeah, there we go. That's my funny story. Anyway, that's pretty much all that we have time for today. As always, we host this show on Battle Geek Plus. You can also find it on your favorite podcast resource or RSS feed. Ryan, Battle Geek Plus, what is that and what other shows are there?
See, Battle Geek Plus, we do other shows like Awesome Video Game Memories, where we review and talk about our memories about video games. We are going to be wrapping up Zelda month for the end of March, and yes, we are definitely doing Ocarina of Time, which is the game everyone wants us to do. And then next month, we got 2 big major projects that I shall reveal soon.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
Green Giant.
Are you going to get back to streaming on Twitch anytime soon?
Once these 2 big projects are done, and when I decide to put Zelda down, because I really do want to play. What's that other game that starts with the H again?
Robot Dinosaur Zelda?
Yeah, the Zelda with the girl.
Happy
Zelda.
Feet.
Happy Feet?
Yeah, Happy Feet. Dawn. Right? Yeah, I think that's
Horizon Zelda Dawn.
Yeah.
Is that what you call it?
I think that's what we're calling it. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, we'll get back to that eventually. In the meantime, I hope you guys have fun watching our other shows, and hopefully we can film some more arcade editions soon. Anyway, my name's Josh. Everyone else, say bye. Heather?
Bye.
Ryan?
Later.
Frank?
Bye.
You forgot what you called him, didn't you?
No, I called him Senra and Frank Burst.
Oh, okay.
Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum.